What's up, guys? Welcome back to Black Cat Storm Chasing. My name is Clint Vesey, and today we're going to be talking about my truck. So let's get into it. All right, so we have a 2012 Honda Ridgeline here, and I know what you're probably thinking. Some of y'all are probably thinking, "Oh, why you get a no real truck?" Shut the fuck up. Anyway, this thing is a 3.5 liter V6. It has all-wheel drive, a very intelligent all-wheel drive system that runs primarily front-wheel drive under normal conditions and will engage the rear as needed if it detects a slip in the front. So you get that regular front-wheel drive efficiency of your average car out here, and then you can take it in some mud and have some fun, Have some Falcon Wild Peak tires, a 2-inch leveling kit, and a cool little roof rack that I found at Pick and Pull. That's about it. All right, to start things off, up here at the front we have an in-speed anemometer. Um, if you don't know what an anemometer does, it measures wind speed. If we're dealing with any sort of straight line winds in the forward flank of a storm, or perhaps RFD winds, it's nice to know, how fast those winds are really blowing. So moving on from that, we go to the back of the truck. We have a WeBoost signal booster. Um, Hopefully this will kind of help out in those areas that have a little bit spotty signal. Um, it will not work if there is no signal at all, because it can only boost an existing signal. It cannot create a signal. But you get into the truck with it on and your phone instantly goes up 1, maybe 2 bars sometimes. So I'm excited to see how that's going to turn out whenever I head to some of these areas that I've chased previously that just I can't get radar data. It's just there's just enough there, and like I have a couple bars, but it's just not doing it. Hopefully this will fix that problem. So we'll see how that goes. All right, moving on inside the truck, we have a Amazon Red Tiger dash cam here that has front, rear, and interior. That shoots in 4K. It's been very nice. It's how I was able to get my little time lapse thing of the Millsap tornadoes back on April 19th. It's very nice having just something stable and that just records nonstop. Honestly, dash cams are a must for anything that you do. Anyway, moving on. Just below that, we have the readout for the in-speed anemometer. It will display our current miles per hour as well as a max, average, all kinds of other stuff. Just to the right of that, over here we have a tablet mount that was originally from an F-150. I did some cutting and chopping and made it fit in here. Mounted on here, I have my tablet that I use for radar as well as surface observations. I can do reports on here. Having this with the wireless keyboard connected to it, this is a Logitech wireless keyboard. Um, it makes stuff a little bit easier, and with it being a tablet, I can have the SIM card from my other phone in here and have data. I don't have to rely on a hotspot, which is very nice. To make this wireless keyboard work, I have this USB-C splitter with a adapter on it for a keyboard. For the or for sorry, with a USB-C to a USB adapter with the wireless dongle plugged into that. Something else that's very controversial in the chaser community when it comes to vehicles is flashing lights. Everybody has their own personal opinion on flashing lights. Um, Here is mine. I think that something very small and modest, but just a little bit more than your hazards, is a nice thing to have. I personally, for my own safety, would like to have something to get other people's attention that might be fixated on the storm and not really paying attention to who's parked over here on the shoulder. Because when you're out there, you're dealing, especially on these bigger chase days where you have a lot of chaser convergence on a lot of these little roads, and people will be lined up along the road, and then you got somebody over here filming out his window at the storm and not paying attention to where he's at. Something a little bit that'll get people's attention. Also in inclement conditions, in the rain, at night, stuff like that. I think it's nice to have. I don't really care what your opinion is on it. That's my personal preference. And to turn these on, it's a simple on-off switch down here that operates the front and the rear. This is a very simple yellow and white um, flashing light. Now, when it comes to storm chasing and the vehicle that you are driving, you don't need all of this stuff. I just like to have it. It's always been kind of a childhood dream of mine to have a vehicle like this, and it's none of it is actually necessary. All you really need is something that is reliable, and that is, I mean, that's about it. That's the main criteria. You just want something that is reliable, that's going to get you to and from that storm safely. Um, Having the all-wheel drive is nice because I can go places where others cannot without getting stuck. But if you don't have that, just don't go those places and you'll be just fine. Um, Lots of people chase in Toyota Priuses, and well, I used to use my Honda Fit. I know other people that drive Honda Fits. There's nothing wrong with that. What's important is that you educate yourself on what you're looking at so you can do it safely, um, and just get out there. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Next time that I see y'all, hopefully I'm going to be out there in the field, either in Oklahoma or Kansas, most likely. And perhaps here in Texas. We have basically starting today, Friday the something, um, and going throughout next Tuesday, we have a long stretch of severe weather ahead. That's going to wrap it up for this video. The next time I see y'all, I will most likely be out in the field chasing in the Southern Plains this weekend. So I'm excited to see where the weekend takes me. And on that note, I will catch y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. That probably sucked.